Hello Ronlings. So I'm in a completely new place. I've never been here before. I'm getting attacked by flies, so excuse me keep doing this all the time. I'm not a nervous tick. It's constant things flying around. So I've come here. I find myself saying this all the time, that you shouldn't just go into an area and just camp and hope for the best. You should always check it out first, recce it out and get it. I've not done that again, and I find that I kind of feel like I'm saying that a lot now. So I kind of wonder if I should even keep saying it and sort of saying you shouldn't do it and constantly doing it all the time myself. But I'm really on a time schedule, and I just have no. I've been really busy this 4 off. It's a habit I say where I say 4 off, because I have 4 on, 4 off shifts, and where people say the weekend because that's their day off, I always say 4 off. My partner does the same shift, so we're always saying 4 off on the 4 off. We do that on the 4 off, the 4 off, the 4. So that's what I'm talking about, the 4 off. And I've been really busy the 4 off, and I just haven't had time. And I literally had a quick look at the map, and I have actually travelled further afield. I'm not actually in local area like I normally am, because I haven't got to pick my door up tomorrow. So I've come further afield so I can explore a bit, and I'm in a lovely piece of woodland. It's not the New Forest, because you're not allowed to camp in the New Forest, even though they have millions and millions of acres of spare land that nobody's really doing anything with. They've not given us even a tiny little area to camp on, so I'm definitely not in the New Forest. Just to make that clear, because you're not allowed to. So I've driven out to not the New Forest, and found a lovely place, and come in, and you know, and here I am. It's a very heavy canopy, so it's quite dark considering, you know, it's really bright sunlight today. So I've got a few new toys actually, but one of them I didn't bring because I can't really, for reasons you'll find out in later videos, I can't really use it. But I have a extremely bright torch. Talking very loud. An extremely bright torch, and I have a new stove. I think this video is going to come out before I do a review on stoves, taking expensive, mediocre and a cheap stove, and I do an experiment boiling the water and see which one's faster. So, you know, is spending a lot of money worth it over a really cheap sort of Chinese one? I'll do that. That's going to come out after this, pretty soon after this, because it's only a review. I do usually go once a week, but reviews I just bang them out whenever. And on that one you see my new stove. It's fire maple. Been after one for ages, and the price came down a bit, and the price was right. I've got that to play with then. As I say, new torch. I can't remember the make of the torch, but it's like super incredibly unbelievably bright. Not the best thing for a stealth, but I love torches. I can't, and my missus is always, every time we go anywhere, I gravitate towards the torches, and she said, "Oh, you torch mad." And so I bought this one and kept it a big fat secret. She never watches my videos. She's not interested in anything I do, so she'll never find out. So that's my 2 new toys. I'm gonna get cracking, and it's arguably a bit early, but I was thinking of setting up now. It's very dense, so I didn't have to go too far in from my van, because you can go walk far and but I'm still camoed up. I haven't camoed up for a long time, because I go in woods that I know really well, local to me, and I know where I can dig in, and but this one I'm a bit scared. Yeah, all my coloured hair's gone. Well, not gone, it's all tucked up in here, because this is a genuine stealth, and it's making me very paranoid because I've never been here before. So I'll give you 360 later, and then you'll know what's going on. I'm going to start setting up, I think. Before the 360, I want to share my irritation. This is a new tent. I've only used it. This is only the second time I've used it. I absolutely adore this tent. It's my favourite one man, hands down. I can't remember, a couple of videos ago maybe, as I'm putting up, I review it as well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's so many features on it that I like. Not just the fact that I like them, they differ from other tents, which in a good way. Things that I hate that they've about other tents that they've got rid of, and things that they've done better. And I just think whoever was doing this knows tents, you know what I mean? And it's easy my best one man, and I'm edging towards my favourite tent. Except two things. One is one end of the vestibule. I won't bother showing you because go back 2 videos and I'll show you in complete detail. So just very quickly, one end of the vestibule has got half a ground sheet. Brilliant. Put all your stuff in there, keeps it dry. It's a bathtub design, so nothing slides out under the tent, and it's only half a vestibule, because then you can cook and spill water on the other half because there's no ground sheet. And it's brilliant design, and there's loads of space in it for a one man, but it tapers narrower as it moves to the other end. So they've given you a storage space and they've given you a vestibule, but it gets narrower and narrower. It's really big in the ground sheet end for storing stuff, and it narrows and narrows and narrows as it goes up the other end, which is where you are. That's where the door unzips. Yeah, it doesn't unzip to the end where it's storage. That's just storage. What's the point? It unzips the other end, and that end goes narrower, narrower, narrower. And I question whether you can actually cook in it if it's pouring down rain. I'm not sure you could. Maybe if you had lots of a low stove, you know, a floor stove, and or maybe a gas stove that has a really tiny bottle, maybe, and your pot wasn't too high, maybe. I don't know. I've yet to experiment with that, and I've placed orders for a very small gas bottle that didn't come, so therefore I won't be able to experiment and see if it's possible this time. But it looks so small, it looks like you can't cook in it, and that kind of annoys me a bit, because like, keep it the same length, why taper it off so much? But it's not tiny, and it's just I'd like it to be bigger. So it's still the best one man, and I said maybe even the best tent I've had. It's hard to say, because that vestibule bit makes it more awkward than any other tent, but I just love the tent design so much. The second thing I've got a problem with is the colour. Yeah, I'm trying to be specially today. This is woods I've never been into. I'm trying to be stealthy, and it's grey. It's not exactly bright, but it's not exactly stealthy either. I've come deep into the woods, but anyone walking past is gonna, I think, see it, and that annoyed me as well. That's kind of that's annoyance part 1. Part 2 is that I found this bloody tent in green afterwards. I went on their website, it's Decathlon I bought this from, and I found this design tent, and I could see it was a lovely design. I really wanted it before I just knew that. And that's why I had to put up with it in grey, because I liked it so much. All my other tents are green. I've got one brown, all earthy colours, and I liked it so much I thought, well, annoying, but I like the tent so much I want it. But then I found it in blooming green. It was called something else. This one's called Forclaz MT900, and there was another MT900 and it had a different name. It began with S, I can't remember now. Almost like, I don't know, but it almost like, it seems like they're all called MT900s, but they give them different names depending on the colour. I think that's what I've just surmised from those two designs. But where was that when I was looking at it first time? It can't have coincidentally come up. Yeah, because the first thing I did when I saw that is look, well, what other colours they got it in, and I couldn't find it. Yeah, there was no dots underneath with different colours, so you can click on the dot you want. There was none of that, and I looked at the whole of Decathlon as far as I knew, and I didn't see that again. But the other day I was trying to remember what it was called, and I put in MT900, and the first thing that comes up is one of them in green. What? I can't afford to buy another one. So that's peed me off. This material is so slippery. When I unzipped it from the bag, I had a bag, I unzipped it from the bag and opened the bag, and it all went, slid out, and I dropped the bag and grabbed it, and it was like trying to hold on to a jelly. It was like trying to, and it just slides off, and I threw the ground sheet over the top, and it went down the other side, and I picked that up, put it on, and it's like, It's just so slippery. It's like, it has a rubbery feeling, but rubber's grippy in it, but it has a rubbery feeling, but it's also so slippery. Weird material. But anyway, that was just a side note. .360 in the woods because I could coming up. Yes, it's today's 360. Obviously, always start with the tent. Probably a bit high. I should have. I'm not going to do it now, but I should have lowered you a bit because it gives you a bit more of what I'm seeing. Especially when I'm going to get my chair out in a minute. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be like down there. But yeah, it gives you a rough idea. So here we go. Yeah, so that was today's 360. Good one, isn't it? Because normally I go 360 and apologise because I've been here before loads of times. This is a new one, and it's really dense. I love how dense it's. All the trees are perfect for the thing the other toy I was gonna bring but didn't. I didn't know. So there you go. Today's 360. Oh yeah. I was going to set my chair up. I found a lovely little stump at the base of this tree. It sort of goes like that, and makes a lovely little chair, just the right height. Fling, fling, fling. Now, one of my luxuries I bring, it kind of seems like a luxury, but I'm going to label it medical. I always bring a chair because I've said this before, I think, so excuse me for boring you if you've not been here before. I have to sit on, I don't have to, but I choose to sit on a chair and bring a chair with me because if I sit on the floor for too long, I can do it for short periods of time. Sit on the floor for too long gives me quite a bit of back pain and hip pain. I've in the past, recent past, I've been sticking to van camping because because I hurt my back. When I hurt my back, it's an ongoing thing. My back's been hurting for a long time, and I had to stick to van camping so I didn't have to carry any heavy weights. And part and parcel of that is, yeah, I can't sit on the floor for too long. So it seems like a posh thing to do, but I actually have to bring a chair. And I usually bring a table. But because that's a luxury, not a necessity. But it does help a little bit because obviously if I'm raised off the floor because I'm on a chair, I want the floor raised a bit as well. I didn't bring either. When I bought the chair, I didn't bring the table this time because despite the fact it's summer and I've got a tiny little one-man tent in comparison to the two-mans I normally bring, I seem to have a lot of stuff again. Don't understand why that is. Anyway, so here's my new fire maple. La 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 la. This will be the first time you've seen it in my possession because, as I said, I have got another video coming out soon where I review this and others. So I already know this is effing loud. My OEX is the one I've been using so far. Kuju. I think the Kuju refers to it as a set as opposed to the individual stove, because every time you type that into Google, it comes up with the set, which is what I bought, the set. And the stove was part of that set. And that thing is silent, absolutely silent. You can't. Obviously whack it up full, even then it's not as loud as other ones I've had, but it is, you can have it on a decent flame, boils in no time, and it is silent. I'm telling you, everyone keeps going, oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm telling you, the OEX is silent, and I've proved it before, and I proved it on this review as well, that it is, honest to God, you can't hear it unless you whack it up full, which is I would hands down say, if you want to be a stealth gas stove user, buy that, because it is literally silent. It easily, and I've proved it before, keeps up with your alcohol stoves that are silent as well. Yeah, and alcohol stoves are silent, but so is this. If you want to, and so what's the point of the alcohol stove if I can have something much more efficient that's just a quiet. Anyway, so there she blows, and yeah, different colours. Of course I chose camouflage, because it's going to be camouflage or it's going to be green, because that's what I love everything in. And it has a little bowl. I'm a bit curious about the bowl because what they tell you to do, and also, well, I'll start at the beginning. You store it, they want you to store it up that way inside, and then this bottom has a little cutout for this exact shape bowl, sits on the top, and then you're supposed to, which I can't at the moment because I've got a ginormous monster, you're supposed to set a nice little gas bottle inside that, and Bob's your uncle, you've got all your stuff in there. But first problem I have is that that's metal and it's going to scratch the hell out of the bottom of this, which I'm not comfortable with. So I've been putting the tissue in that it came in for now. And the second issue I have is that I do that with my OEX one. That has a bowl as well, and I put the gas bottle in there. But the gas bottle, where you sit it on the ground quite often, especially not so much in the summer, but in the winter, when you put it in the ground so often, it gets wet, moisty. And even though I wipe it off, I think it goes slightly rusty and puts rust inside the bowl. So the bowl, in my opinion, is unusable. Great for storage, but I don't think you'll be able to use it to eat your mosh out of, because it just falls with rust. At least I don't want to anyway. So yeah, so that's that. As I said earlier, I've got a ginormous, these are ridiculously oversized, because I bought these for my heater in my van. I bought a pack of 6. Needn't have bothered because they're so fuel efficient. I only used 3. I had it going for like 4 or 5 hours a night minimum. I don't have it on overnight obviously, but 4 or 5 hours a night minimum, and I only used 3 all through. I bought it just before winter setting, so I've got 3 of these left, and I ordered a small canister and it didn't cut, and it hasn't come, so I've had to bring the ginormous ones with me. So yeah, so I didn't tell you what I'm going to do. I made here, get this, I made a casserole. I made a casserole, Mr. Devercook, and we ate what we wanted out of it, because I made a massive one. Oh, it's huge. And my girlfriend bagged it up, the rest, with the intentions of freezing it. I said, don't freeze 2 of those bags, I'll take them camping with me. And they probably don't look very appetizing. Excuse I. They don't look very appetizing. Now they're in a bag. It looks like a bag sit. But it's got potatoes and chicken and cauliflower and carrots, and I chopped up and fried an onion and stuck it in there. And what have I not mentioned? Broccoli? Did I not mention broccoli? And I'm going to heat that up on the extremely loud fire maple. Now, I've always wanted a fire maple, but I'm not going to tell you why I'm disappointed with this. You're going to have to watch the video after this of the review I did with the expensive, mid-range and cheap stoves. And it kind of maybe, am I giving it away by saying question buying a fire maple? Because I've always wanted one. I love them, they look good, and they're supposed to be fuel efficient, and they're supposed to boil water faster, and blah-de-blah-de-blue blah. I mean, are they supposed to be windproof as well? Because on the instructions it says don't use it in too much wind, or the plastic will melt. I thought they were designed to be with. Anyway, that's not the problem. You'll be interested to see the problem after I put this review on. But I'm going to get that stirring and cooking and chew on that. Arguably a bit early, but what the hell. Is there a plane coming over? Jeez, how loud is that? That's unbelievably noisy. So this is my stealthiest camp for a long time. I managed to bring a really bright tent and the noisiest stove that's ever existed. Hot, hot, hot. Why did I buy the fire maple? I'm not sure. Somebody remind me why they exist. I sprayed those bug spray on me. I mean, it hasn't stopped them. Maybe it stopped them landing on me, but it hasn't stopped them buzzing an inch away from my eyeball. There's millions of them. Seems to be getting worse. Anyway, before the light completely goes, I want to show you this. La 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 la. I love the little box it comes in. So so what you get, this is a torch, by the way, obviously. So there's a torch. It's a little butte. It's also a little so I've noticed a lot of things I've been buying are actually, there's a little power bank as well. You've got I don't know if that's how visible that is. You've got a USB and a little USB-C. So if you're in emergency, I don't know if it'll be able to charge a whole phone up or from flat or anything, but yeah, there's that. Maybe a handy little thing. That's the torch, and it's like super bright. Obviously when it gets dark I'll be able to play with it and show you, but I just wanted to show you these bits in the light. And it comes with a little doobie like that. Not great, because it's not, you know, it's not a full, that by the way, so you slip it on your belt, and I don't know what you call it, a holster, I don't know. But I'm not too happy about that, because it's got a little bit of elastic in the middle there, and then it's all open, then it's all, you know, so couldn't it just sort of slide out the side and fall out? But I probably won't be using it. So it's got a rechargeable battery in there, but also it comes with a little cartridge that you load, a double or triple? AAA, the AAA batteries, and you can load that into there. That slots into there a very specific way for some reason, and then that can be loaded into the torch. So if you get a flat battery and you can't charge it somehow, then you've still got that as your backup, which I think is a good idea, you know, because I always bring a power bank with me, but if I forget to charge it, then I can just go and just use that until I can get to a charge point, rather than draining it, and then it'll just be something I've got as a backup. It's got a little indicator. I love watch you when you switch it on. Do 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 boo. So there's your indicator to tell you how much power it is. I haven't charged it yet. It came already three lights on out of 4, which is 75%, and the flies are and you've got a little adjuster on there. The curious thing about this, because I've obviously played with it already, is that it's got a really wide angle beam like that, and when you do that to adjust it, it's a square. It's like a window, because it's a square and it has a little cross in the middle. It looks like a window. I've never had a torch, I'll show you later tonight, I've never had a torch. I mean, you can actually probably see on there actually. Look at that. How bizarre is that? It's why has it got crosses in the middle, crosshairs, and it's square? What's that about? It's square. I've never had a torch that's square. It does the obligatory, you know, dark and light and flash a bit slower. I mean, what's the point of that? Oh, that's right, it's SOS. That one there is SOS. That may be useful if a sailor walks past, a sailor who remembers his training, then that's really useful. Oh, look over there, somebody's in trouble, or they're mucking about with a torch. I don't quite see the point there. You can press and hold it and turn it off. They're a godsend. I do hate lights that have lots of different settings, but all power with one button. So when you turn it on, to turn it off, you have to go click, 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 click. Oh, it's off. And if you go past it, click, 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 click. I mean, it's really annoying, especially with stealth. You know, you've got your torch on, somebody's coming, and you quick, somebody's coming. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Too late. You see me. I'm dead. So I don't really understand the point. I hate those ones. I have a separate button that's on and off, or at the very least, like this one, press and hold it and it goes off. I'd rather have a separate button. Would it kill you to put the second button on there? And on and off, and the other one that just remembers what setting. Anyway, and it comes in a neat little case. It comes with a charger. You've seen cables before. It comes with a... I must admit, there was ones that didn't have case, and I was swayed by the case. Because, I don't know why, because when you get a torch out, you carry it around with you, don't you? But I suppose I can put it away when I'm done to the next camp. I just like that. I just like having a little case. A little hard case. Some of them are soft. I wanted a hard one. So there you go. That's that. And what I was impressed with is, I know it's not very stealth, but I was still impressed with the fact that it's really, really, really bright. You know, it lights up the whole camp. Well, I haven't actually camped with it yet, but I imagine it will. One just went up my nose. What the hell? Oh, he hasn't put any spray up his nose. I'll get in there. Why did it go up my nose? What's it thinking it's going to find up there? Hair? Like eating hair? I don't know. So I'm going to play with that later. And I mean, and it's not very stealth, but by tonight, if I was in the New Forest, which I'm not, most people, yeah, because there's no lights or anything like that, so I've heard, in the New Forest. So when it gets dark, it's proper dark, and people don't tend to go to the New Forest because you can't see a thing, you know, so you're not going to go walking through the woods, you can't see a thing. I know you can bring torches and that, but people don't tend to, as a rule. So, and the sun's going down now, so you know, I think I'm fairly safe to play with it in the wood. play myself in the woods. I'm going to turn the light off on the GoPro, so it'll be black for a few minutes. Well, a few minutes, for a few seconds until I turn the torch on. Right, so this is the torch with it open. Whoa. Hey. It's not actually showing. That's pretty good, isn't it? Whoa, dude, look at that. That's super bright. Now I'm going to put it on the narrow beam. See, it's square. How odd. That doesn't look as impressive on camera. Oh look, I can see animals. I don't know if you can see their eyes. I don't know if you're picking that up. The torch is looking at lots of animal eyes flashing. I wonder if you're picking that up, because the screen's so small I can't see if you're picking that up. But I can see lots of animal eyes looking at me. I don't know, I'll be interested to see when I look on the big screen if you can see that. But there is lots and lots of animal eyes. Wonder what they are. More than one of them, there's lots. They've gone. But that was quite creepy. That was quite creepy. I wonder if you saw that. But I shone the torch off into the distance, and suddenly there's like six eyes, like three pairs of eyes, all sort of staring at me. I wonder what animals they were. That's a bit scary, because obviously I can't see them. I'd be interested to see if you see that on camera. But it's annoying because it doesn't look quite as impressive on camera with the torch. But the beam went on for miles and miles, and it lit up the whole area. Anyway, that was my little plane. A bit more confident to do that now. It's really late. It's about 11 o'clock, I think. And I haven't heard any activity or cars, or it's the first time I've actually camped, and I'm not really near a road. And it's actual proper peace and quiet. No roads, no cars, and it's been lovely. Bit unnerving that you shine a torch off into the distance and suddenly there's loads of sets of eyes looking at you, because you don't know they're right there. That was quite unnerving. But anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. And that was quite scary. I want to get back in my tent and I'm going to go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. As you can see, I'm back in the van. There's a bit of a rush on in the morning because I was woken up before my alarm went off by people walking, I don't know how far away, but super close to the tent, and are making some very obvious, shall we say, comments. So as soon as they passed, I just got up, packed up, and because they were saying things like they were going to call somebody to get, you know, like the forest rangers or whatever. I don't know. I was half asleep. I couldn't remember. So I packed up sharpish and headed back to the van. I thought that's fine. I'll sit in the van for the rest of the morning with the doors open. It's a lovely day out there, but I can't do that either because the flies, is swarms of flies. I've spent the last 10 minutes trying to waft them out and spraying stuff around the van because the flies is thick mist of flies. It was quite flyy in the tent, in the place I was camping as well. They were everywhere. I've used up a whole bottle of this repellent, and it's and that seemed pretty bad. But back here where the van is, it's just, so I can't even open the door. I'm stuck in darkness. Because it's just, I don't know, it's this huge clouds of them hovering around outside, and they're not going away. So I can't even sit with the door open. So I'm going to finish my coffee because I haven't had a drink or anything. So I made a coffee in the back of the van, and I'm going to finish this and then just go, because I can't even sit with the door open. That kills me, that does, to not have a lovely view. So it was a bit of a, I don't know what you call it, a bit of an abrupt, shall we say, ending to the camp, because it was absolutely gorgeous up until that point. So should we say it's successful? I think it's successful. Perhaps I need to get a bit deeper into the forest if I come back again. We'll see. I don't know if I will come back to this area, not the New Forest, but there's plenty of other places I can try. So yeah, so it was a good camp up to this morning, and I really enjoyed it, and except for the flies, and I'll see you in the next one.